Hey there. Today I want to talk to you about what pieces of gear made the biggest impact when it comes to my hybrid studio. I'm not talking about specific pieces of gear, I'm talking about types. I'm talking about EQs, compressors, saturation units, mix bus processors, or even some mixers. If you don't know who I am, I'm Julian, 2ProBeats. I'm a mixing and mastering engineer, and I've been on this journey of finding the perfect hybrid studio, the perfect hybrid setup for a really long time. And I want to try and help you out to save money, save time, to get the right piece of gear for your studio, for your hybrid setup. I want to start with the highest impact pieces of gear. I'm talking about the mix bus processors. In my setup over the years, I had, I think, 3 pieces of gear that were aimed at mix bus processing. The first one was the Crème. I still have one, but the recallable one. That's a great piece of gear if you need that classic vintage type of combo between an EQ and the compressor. It has a Pultec style EQ and the VCA SSL type compressor. Great for mastering, great for getting that glue. It's quite limited when it comes to the EQ. You only have boosts, but it can make a really big difference and have a really big impact when it comes to your entire sound. The next piece of gear that I had and that I've tested out a bunch of time is the SSL Fusion. That was great. It doesn't have a compressor, but it has saturation, it has an EQ, it has a high frequency compressor that works really great on modern stuff. That again can have quite an impact on your sound. The last piece of gear that I had for this purpose was the Rupert Neve master bus processor. It had saturation with the silk, the compressor. It has the ability to manipulate the stereo field, which I loved, and it was one of the main reasons why I got it back then. So this is the gear type that I would get first. If you're looking to really change your sound, really get a piece that has a big impact, is something like this. A piece of gear that has maybe transformers like the master bus processor, like the Fusion, something that has not just a single function, not just an EQ or a compressor. So the piece of gear that had the biggest impact when it comes to my sound is a mix bus processor like the Crème, Fusion, or the Rupert Neve master bus processor. Now on the second spot, and I think this is going to be a surprise, for me, it's not compression. For me, it's actually EQ. I don't know why, but in my workflow and how I like working, compression doesn't have that big of an impact. EQ makes a bigger difference. I like EQs with character, like the ngTubeEQ. I like that it has, well, tubes in it. I like that it has multiple modes. It's versatile. That had a major impact when it comes to my sound. And the mix bus EQ, and this is where I use the ngTubeEQ, has the biggest impact overall. But also a big difference comes from the stem EQs that I'm using when it comes to stem processing. I have 3 Hyperions. I have 1 Prometheus, and the ability to have a dedicated EQ for all my stems is just incredible for me. And it allows me to carve out the mix. It allows me to make things bright, warm things up. It's just noticeable. It's not a small difference. It's actually quite big. That's why compression is number 3. Where compression shines for me is vocal compression. I do a lot of work where vocals are the most important thing in the mix. So having dedicated hardware compressors is a must for me. I really feel that when compressing vocals, it makes a big difference. So for me, EQs come second, compression comes third, especially on vocals. I use compression on other buses. I use compression on drums. I have a Dione for that. I use compression on bass, 808s. I have a Varimu type compressor with Rhea. Also have the big ngTube compressor that I like using for mastering. But at the end of the day, even if the difference is noticeable and major in a way, with EQ and mix bus processing, I already have a nice glued together sound. Compression is there just for that extra character and extra control and glue, let's call it. Then following really close compression is saturation. With WesAudio, all their gear has THD, and that's the saturation that they are using. It truly made a big impact to use THD when it comes to stem processing. Adding just a touch of THD there, it rounds things up in a musical and nice way. And now with the ngSumBox, where you have fully variable THD at a higher resolution that's a bit more subtle, I feel that it gives you a lot. I had other saturation boxes like the Vertigo VSM. That was a beautiful piece of hardware. It was just superb. You had a lot of options when it comes to the type of saturation that you want to apply to your signal. Parallel processing. It was like a mastering console that had the saturation, and the saturation side was quite complete. We have on top of the list the mix bus processors, then EQ, then compression, then saturation. Now the next piece of gear that has a big impact overall on my sound is the summing mixer. I've tried multiple summing mixer over the years. Now with the ngSumBox, my search for a summing mixer is done. This is it. This is the perfect summing mixer in my opinion. On its own, a summing mixer doesn't make a big difference, but a summing mixer like the ngSumBox that has transformers, that has the width control, it's a summing mixer, but in a way it's a mix bus processor. That's why it has a big impact when it comes to the sound. Then after all those types of gear, I think at the end of the list I have converters, because to be honest, with modern converters I cannot hear a big difference. With converters like the bird converters, yes, you have some sound there, but most of converters nowadays are quite clean and really hard to differentiate. So I don't think that converters should be at your top of the list. On the last place, we have reverbs, delays, multi-effects. They are on the last place because for the moment I haven't used any hardware reverbs, delays, or other processor. I have a Tegeler reverb, the tube reverb on the way. I want to try it out and I want to see how much of a difference a single reverb can make in my mixes. But that's my list. Do you agree with it? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe, drop a like. Thanks for the support, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.